What we mean by selfish here is act however we want and doesn't have the obligation to obey other people's orders. For example, we have wives don't have the obligations at all or always to obey all orders from her husband. For the status quo, nowadays, a lot of families is already doing this as a part of their movement. Many feminists even form a demonstration just to encourage other people to do the same. This mostly happens in west side of the world rather than the middle side and east side of the world. However, feminists sometimes still get a lot of hate from this movement and act, especially comes from men and women that doesn't have any idea about this movement. The problem is, in these problems, a lot of hate received. It became harder for us as a feminist to bring this act or movement or behavior into another woman. People don't even bother to listen what we talk about and why we wanted this. This mostly just went into hate speech right away rather than listening us first. The goal is to give women greater chance to confidently reject something if it doesn't bring more good for them than harm. I have one mechanism for this. The one is starting from our feminist community to start implementing this behavior in our daily life so that other people can see its effect on women. But moreover, why is it justified to let women be selfish and why can it bring more harm? And we are okay to let women be selfish and we are not okay to not letting women be selfish. So here's the status quo. People are always complaining about feminist movement, not just about this case, but other ones too. Not only they mostly comes from men, but also women. This is becoming an urgency because a lot of women are facing different problems or difficult problems with their life because they stay to their old perspective and not this idea. Why is it urgent though? Because the first one, women are key to balance power in this world. What they do, women are like the borders between the man's domination that mostly focus on gentle and brave way or tough way, but women can bring that gentle and tough way down and having the world not so tough. Just imagine if we are living in a world when all women are in control of men. The women can even focus what are they want for themselves because they focus on other people's pleasures and other people's want to do about them and doesn't even focus on what they dream about themselves because they are bound and they are forced to do what other people because they claims to have because other people claims that women have kindness and good heart inside of them because that is the stigma that we have to remove because if the world continues to bring that stigma up, then women will not have a chance to stand for themselves in this case. So, and because of this, a lot of women can get manipulated also by other people. How? Well, this brings to argument number 2 that manipulation and gaslighting. If we want to accept or refuse something, then they most likely will get called out selfish because they refuse something, especially by other people, by men and women that have no feminist inside of them, and then they sometimes got excluded from their community. For even though she refused, what she refused is probably bring more harm than good. But I can see the example here is in Indonesia, when the numbers of divorce or even domestic violence is so high because of the manipulation. The one who divorcing maybe succeeded to save themselves from the intimidation, but the domestic violence one maybe in most cases domestic violence caused by the husband that angry at his wife because she won't do what he said and just forget about it, and in most cases it will end in the domestic violence and it won't be good for the woman because of course women don't have the same power as the man. And then why is it justified? Of course it is justified because the world has changed. Women are not tools anymore. They are the same living creature as the men and other people because the women have the same feeling and rights as other people also, especially with the men. Having women this kind of behavior doesn't mean that they will always act selfish for themselves. They, of course, will know what good for them and what good for and what good for other people and what bad for them and what can bring more good for them and what can bring more harm for them. And because of this, we are proudly propose this motion. Thank you.